In this video, we are going to explore the JavaScript Math object and its methods. The Math object is a built-in object in JavaScript that provides various mathematical constants and functions. We can use the Math object to perform calculations, generate random numbers, round numbers, and more. The Math object is not a constructor, so you don't need to create an instance of it. We can simply access its properties and methods by using the dot notation like math.py, math.square root, etc. In this video, we will cover some of the most useful and common methods of the math object. We will also see some examples of how to use these methods in our code. So let's get started. First of all, we are going to learn about Math.abs method. Now this Math.abs method returns the absolute value of a number. The absolute value of a number is the distance of that number from 0 on the number line, regardless of its sign. For example, the absolute value of -5 is 5, and the absolute value of 5 is also 5. Now to use this Math.abs method, we can write console.log, then our math object, and on this object we have our abs method, and after calling this method we are going to provide a number like -5. Now if I hit save, you can see we have only 5 in our console. Now this math.abs method can be useful when you want to compare the magnitude of two numbers, or when you want to calculate the difference between two numbers. Now next up we have Math.ceil method. The Math.ceil method returns the smallest integer greater than or equal to a number. For example, the Math.ceil of 3.2 is 4, and the Math.ceil of -3.2 is -3. Now to use the Math.ceil method, we just need to pass a number as an argument like 3.2, and you can see we have 4 in our console. And this Math.ceil method can be useful when you want to round up a number to the next integer. Now after this we have Math.floor method. The Math.floor method returns the largest integer less than or equal to a number. For example, the Math.floor of 3.2 is 3, and Math.floor of -3.2 is -4. So if we write console.log, then Math.floor, and if we provide 3.2, and if I hit save, you can see we have 3. So basically this Math.floor method do opposite of this Math.ceil method. Now the Math.floor method can be useful when we want to round down a number to the previous integer, or when we want to truncate a number to remove its decimal part. And then after this we have Math.max method. The Math.max method returns the largest of 0 or more numbers. For example, to use the Math.max method, we just need to pass 0 or more numbers as arguments, separated by commas. We can write Math.max, then we are going to provide numbers like 3, 10, and 4. Now if I hit save, you can see we have our answer, which is 10, because here 10 is the largest number. So the Math.max method can be useful when we want to find the maximum value among a set of numbers, or when we want to compare two or more numbers. And after this, now we have Math.min method, and this method returns the smallest of 0 or more numbers. For example, if we write Math.min and if we provide different numbers like 2, 6, 8, 5, and if we hit save, you can see this method returns the smallest number. So this max method is used to get the largest number from the set of numbers, and this min method is used to get the smallest number from the set of numbers. Now after this, we have Math.power method, and this method returns the base to the exponent power. For example, to use the Math.power method, we just need to pass two numbers as arguments, the base and the exponent, separated by commas. We can write Math.power, and here we are going to provide two arguments. The first one is the base like 2, and the second one is the exponent like 3. Now if I hit save, you can see in our console we have 8 because 2 to the power of 3 is 8. So this Math.power method can be useful when we want to calculate the power of a number or when we want to perform exponential operations. Now after this, we have Math.random method, and this method returns a pseudo-random number between 0 and 1. The number is greater than or equal to 0 and less than 1. The distribution of the numbers is approximately uniform, meaning that each number has an equal chance of being returned. Now to use this method, we only need to write math.random like this. Now if I hit save, you can see we have a number which is greater than 0 and less than 1. If we refresh again, we have a different random number. And this random method can be useful when you want to generate random numbers for various purposes such as games, simulations, and testing. We can also use this math.random method to generate random numbers in a specific range. And we can do this by multiplying the result by the size of the range and adding the lower bound of the range. For example, to generate a random number between 10 and 20, we are going to multiply this with 20 minus 10, and after this we are going to add 10, and if I hit save, you can see now we have a number which is greater than 10 and less than 20. If we refresh our page, you can see we are getting a random number between 10 and 20. Now in order to round this number, we can use methods like Math.ceil or Math.floor, or we can use Math.round. And as you know, these methods are used to round any number. And now we are going to learn about our Math.round method. Now this Math.round method returns the value of a number rounded to the nearest integer. For example, if we want to round this number, we can write math.round, and after calling this method, and if I hit save, you can see now we have only 13 in our console, and we rounded our number successfully by using this method. Now if I refresh again, you can see we have 20, 15, 14, and so on. And after this, we have a similar method like math.round, which is math.trunc. Now this math.trunc method returns the integer part of a number by removing any fractional digits. The math.trunc method cuts off the dot and the digits to the right of it, no matter whether the argument is a positive or a negative number. Now to use this method, we can simply write console.log, then math.trunc. After calling this method, we only need to provide a number that we want to trunc. Like if we provide 8.2, if I hit save, you can see this method removed this decimal part from our number and returned 8 in our console. Now after this, we have math.square_root method. As the name says, this method returns the square root of a number. The square root of a number is the number that when multiplied by itself gives the original number. For example, if we write math dot square root and if we provide 9 and if we hit save, you can see we have 3 in our console. Now this math.square_root method can be useful when you want to calculate the square root of a number or when you want to perform geometric operations. And that is it for today's video. So in this video, we learned about the JavaScript Math object and some of its methods. We also saw some examples of how to use these methods. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, please like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.